Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equity Story. I'm with the wonderful Wolf, and this is just general share advice, not personal. And Wolf, what are you going to start with? He said, Wolf's.
I was in a panic. I was in a panic this morning. I woke up. I'm thinking, oh my god, this market is just very difficult. I don't know what to do with myself. Am I going to be out of a job? Right. That's what I'm thinking to myself. So I went straight to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Right, this morning, and I said, okay, ChatGPT, what is the best company to buy on ASX? This is the answer I get.
Go on.
AI language model. I don't have real-time data or the ability to provide personal financial advice. Yes, I still got a job, Dave. I still got a job. I cannot give you what to buy. Then he goes on to say, if you want to find out what the best stock to buy is, join Equity Story. Wolfie and the Hound will provide you with the best advice. Thank you very much.
There you go.
Very much. There you go. ChatGPT rocks.
Very, very good.
I meant the second part up, but the first part is absolutely true.
Yeah, I know you meant. I know you did but anyway. All right. Good, Wolfie. Good. All right, Wolfie. Just before.
I'm so happy.
Just before we start, it's pretty quiet today. Yeah.
Yes, it is very quiet.
Have you noticed I've become more serious since I've been CEO? I haven't been.
I know. I look at you wearing black, and what's going on? Oh my god! I don't like it. I don't like this new day. I wanted the old one back.
It's coming back. I tell you, I'm fed up with it. It's so boring. All these meetings, bloody hell. Right. Long are the days where it's just me and you in the pub. Right.
And have a bit of fun. Where's the fun gone?
Oh, right. Okay.
Anyway, I think we're on a winner from yesterday with XRO.
Yeah, I know. I just had a look at that, and because also, Wolfie, I could see both UBS and Morgans have lifted their target prices. Now, Morgans is more or less where it is, but UBS are 117 somewhere up here. Yeah. Interestingly, they've lifted their target price. They were a bit lower before, being a little bit conservative. But you know what? We're right. They're never right. We're always right. They're never right. I think this is on the way to 120. It looks excellent.
Dave, I think what it just shows you, I think there's now the view that the company's on the right track, and I think that's what the commentary is saying out there. And I'm sure if the company can keep the positivity going with changing its tack from being cash flow negative to what we said yesterday to being cash flow positive, and demonstrating that over a period of time, I reckon those price targets will keep rising and rising over the coming months, right? So I'm actually quite bullish now with XRO. I can see the light. I can see where they're heading with the company. So it definitely looks like and you look at what's happening on the Nasdaq. It just fits into that whole theme, right? That Nasdaq is hitting 12-month highs. You've got a very good XRO story. You've got a great chart set up now. It's time to get in.
All right. And the other one that I thought looks good is AUB. So good race, Wolf. They didn't take them long to pick up 150 million.
Like this.
I know.
I wish we could do that.
Yeah, then we'd own the pub, wouldn't we? We could just they'll go, what Equity Story doing the money? Yeah. All right. I'm joking, everybody. So let's have a look here. What are we going to do? I thought really good. Again, I've seen some good price broker upgrades here, Wolfie. You've got AUB now. You've got Macquarie. Haven't given a new target, but previously they were at 94. But interesting, UBS is up at 30. So really liking that acquisition.
Did you say 94?
No, they were at Macquarie was at 29.
Okay, thank you. That's a good one.
And UBS at 30. Okay. Yeah.
Well, let's look again. They're fairly bullish. We know the stories. Remember, they just upgraded, right? So we know the story is very good. If you look at the long-term chart, it's been consolidating very, very nicely. It seems to be going well in the UK. So all up, pretty good story. And I think the whole space is going quite well with Steadfast in PSI.
Okay, right. Going where I'm looking here, going down a little bit. Now I want to talk to you, Wolf. We talked about AI stories that we talked about those the other day. Stories. I think we had NXT, maybe our AI pick for for Australia. We don't really have much in AI, but another sector that we really like, and I think it's worth looking at some stocks maybe here in America, if you don't mind, is cybersecurity. And I was reading a really interesting article on CNBC today, and it's all about cybersecurity. There's still so much growth in that sector. Your sort of preferred sort of pick in this sector, and it's taken time, but starting to go and looking pretty good. It is DSE, Dropsuite.
Mm-hmm.
And I think looking like it's got plenty of support around that sort of 25. Absolutely love it, Wolf, and I think it could be a good story.
I've only got 4 stocks, American stock, my portfolio, right? So it's a little small portfolio of about $20,000 worth, right? So I've got 4 stocks. Fortinet is one of them. Microsoft is the other one. So just as a disclaimer, the other 2 I've got is Team Still, and who else I've got? I've got one more in I think SC, right? So that's the stocks I've got in there. I know some of them are not going back great. That well.
Oh my God!
I know.
This is what happens.
Selling some of these.
You
I've been
you secretly.
No. I've been neglectful of this because I just don't have the time to look at this bloody portfolio because I'm just doing so much work with the Aussie stuff, right? So I honestly,
how much money have you got to just not worry about 20 grand?
This is the problem. I've got way too many hats on, and this portfolio I haven't touched for like 12 months. It's ridiculous, right? Yeah. The only thing I recently bought was Microsoft because of the AI. But
that's because I put it as a hot stock. You just follow me.
Right? No, I told you. But anyway.
But Wolf, this is what happens when you don't concentrate on me.
Correct.
Look,
exactly.
You get out there.
It out a long time ago, Dave. But I just don't have the time to have a look. This is another good example of, guys, if you're going to be investing, you got to be on the ball, right? That's what happens when you just leave it and come back in 12 months time and you can go, oh my God, what have I done, right? Anyway, I'm just lucky. There's just like it's only 20 grand in there. There's not much more than that. Anyway, hopefully we'll come back one day.
Well, you know what happens. You go outside the CTM. What do you get? You get a smack bottom.
Correct. Anyway, Fortinet, right? FTNT. It's got PNW. It's got Cisco. Cisco is CSCO. Is that right? What's the code for Cisco? So some of the stuff hacked. So it's got the big stuff in there, right? CrowdStrike, like you've got in there as well. It's also got Infosys, Broadcom as well. So it's got interesting stories in there.
Great, Wolf. So DSE, it's good. It's up today, and the American ones. There's a few in America I have a look at. There's Palo Networks, Wolf, which is actually above trend.
Yeah.
So it looks absolutely fine. It's got a bit of resistance, not surprisingly, at that 200. Maybe I think it'll break through it. They've got some analysts have got target prices around 255, some as low as 140 down here. But the average is around that 222, somewhere around there in the middle. Just having a look here. And the other one I think having a look at is CrowdStrike. And the consensus is, I think there's about most of a strong buy on it. There's actually in America with the some of the leading analysts, there's I think about 40 on buys or strong buys on it, and 5 on a hold. But the highest target price is up here around this 235, and the average target price is around this 169, which is about a 90% upside. So you're just seeing plenty of positivity, Wolfie, in this sector, aren't you?
Yeah, you do, and it's a long-term thing for me. So there's 2 really strong things for me. We talked about AI, Microsoft, and some of the other actually stocks I talked about on Wednesday with Claude. That we looked at 3 stories that I thought in the AI space, but this is another very, very strong sector. So there's 2 that I think long-term, you've got something that you can possibly just sit there. Of course, you got to monitor it because you just saw how badly you do if you don't, right? And stick with it if it's working for you, because I think it's a long-term type investment here. And see some of these DSCs, hopefully they'll develop into a bigger company. They'll grow with time, and they'll be successful. So you can see that sort of companies delivering some nice returns. But we're going to be able to follow this sort of probably story on a regular basis, Dave.
All right. On that note, Wolfie, now we're live at 12 o'clock.
Yep.
Look forward to that, and see you then. And pretty quiet today, but I think cybersecurity is well worth having a look at.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, thanks, Wolfie.
Thank you.
Bye bye.